Great time showing off some of the things backstage here at the Pabst Theater for Christmas Carol. I've got Jim Guy joining me now, who is the properties director, and beautiful costumes here. One that I particularly noticed was this one right here that I enjoyed. Take a look at this jacket. Isn't that beautiful?
Everything was built by our costume shop for this show, and they spend weeks and weeks before we even get into rehearsal doing fittings and getting the costumes ready for the new people who are going to inhabit this world every year.
And how there's a different cast every year, too. I noticed things like this on the inside. It tightened it up a little bit for different sizes, different people wearing different costumes as well.
And things have to come on and off very quickly. There's a cast of 42 here, but it looks like a cast of thousands on stage.
Yeah, I bet.
During the run of the show, this down here in the basement looks like a Victorian subway station. It's in constant motion. People play lots of different characters, and so as you can see up on these racks, these are the names of the people who will be wearing these costumes, and there are 2, 3, 4, and many more costumes for each of these people, and they have to be engineered not only to look right in the period and to fit the actor, but also to come on and off very quickly and effectively. So anything we can do to save time and to make the show flow more evenly is what we got to do. The costume people are really the heroes of this whole thing when you get right down to it.
Yeah, a lot of great costumes. Let's take a look at some of these down here. Now, these ones are a little bit different. You said a lot of work went into these. These are the shadows. And one thing to speed things up a little bit, this hat that I noticed, it's already got the hair attached to it, which is pretty cool. Looking at this piece as well, Jim.
Well, you'll be talking to our wig master in a little while, I believe, and she will show you some of the great wigs that go into this show, but there's not time to re-wig every person in the show, and so this is a great time-saving move on their part, too. These were not only hand-constructed, and there's a lot of different pieces of cloth. This is like a patchwork quilt that somebody wears, and it is also hand-distressed. Each of these threads is pulled out by hand, and then there's a paint job on top of it so that it can read under certain light conditions. So what you see here and the obvious appearance of paint is not quite so obvious on stage. It looks like these things have been worn and worn to death over a period of decades.
Very interesting. Very cool look inside some of these costumes. But coming up, like Jim said, we're going to be talking to the wig master. Maybe even I'll put one on for fun. But for now, Nicole, we're going to throw it back to you in the studio.
All right, Laura, we'll check back.